What's good, YouTube? It's Haunt. Today I'm taking you guys to Lockdown Academy. I'm basically going to tell you guys everything I know about being a lockdown in 2K24, getting more steals and everything like that. So make sure you do drop a like, sub, turn on post notifications. It's all very much appreciated. 80% of the people that watch my vids are not subscribed. So make sure you do drop a sub. Everybody is welcome to the family. And let's just jump straight into it. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about today is right stick ripper. And just the right stick in general. If you're using your right stick to get steals, you'll have at least a 25% chance of getting the steal over hitting the square button. So whether you're in the lane, whether you're just reaching on the ball handler, using your right stick is going to give you a way more increased chance of getting the steal. So learning how to use your right stick is a huge thing this year because that right stick will come in handy and give you a lot more steals. The next thing we're going to talk about is the right stick ripper glitch. Well, it's not the right stick ripper glitch, but it's the right stick steal glitch. This basically is whenever you're standing in a lane, like let's say you're just guarding the corner or you're playing rec or pro am or whatever the case may be, and you're just sitting in the lane, if you spam your right stick up, you'll be sitting there basically spamming reach, but you won't have any reach animations, right? You won't lose no adrenaline. And then the minute they pass the ball, it'll make your player reach and you'll just get the steal. Now this is banned from Pro-Am leagues. It's getting patched soon. So make sure you do it while you can. But if you're just sitting in the lane, spamming your right stick up will literally get you like unlimited steals. Because you're just sitting there spamming the right stick up. And they don't even know you're reaching. But the minute they pass, that reach activates and you'll get the steal at perfect time, even if you're not even timing it, just because you're spamming your right stick up. So that is a huge thing. You're not really going to learn this from many places because a lot of people just hate the fact that that is in the game and they're banning it from wagers. They're banning it. You know, people got kicked out of the 2K league for doing this. So that right stick spam glitch is definitely something you're going to want to add to your bag. Now the next thing is blitz steals are a huge part of just getting steals in general. I'm going to try and find a clip real quick so you guys can understand what a blitz steal is. And yeah, let me find a clip real quick for you guys. But blitz steals are basically when you just attack the ball handler, right? So I got a clip in this game somewhere where I just went for a blitz steal and got a blitz steal. And this is on my 25 steal build. So I want you guys to take into account that you could pretty much do this on any build, right? That's a blitz steal, right? You guys see how I seen him running up the court with the ball in his right hand and I hurry up, ran, and just blitzed him. This is a blitz steal. I have a 25 steal, like I said. And bang, you just run straight to where the ball is at and you go and pluck it. And that blitz steal, I'm telling you, you could get those blitz steals and bump steals with literally any steal rating. A bump steal is where you play the side of somebody. You're either playing their right or their left side and they do a dribble move into you and it basically just gives you an automatic steal. Those two things, you could get steals without even having a steal. So that is a very important thing for you guys to learn is blitzing and bumping. And that is something that will turn you into a completely different lockdown. It'll make you so much better at the game. It's unbelievable. Another thing is ball strippers are super overpowered this year. If somebody's running to the rack, like going for a dunk or whatever the case may be, whether you're a big man, lockdown, guard, whatever the case may be, run straight up to them and just hit square and you'll get a ball stripper. Ball strippers are so overpowered because there's no badge to stop it and there's no badge for it. So if you ever see somebody running to the rack, like let's say right here, right? If my center would have picked up and went for, even though this dude passed, if my center would have picked up in perfect timing and just went for the steal, he would have got the ball stripper. Right here is a perfect opportunity for the center to blitz. And then right here, you see how the ball comes towards his chest for a second there? I want you guys to see that real quick. He will take the ball like basically with two hands, like he's going to take it up, right? Right there. If my center would have came down and reached right then and there, he would have got a ball stripper. And those are super overpowered. So you guys are definitely going to want to learn how to do ball strippers because those, they will save you on so many pass out occasions and they will help you get so many more stops when it comes to people dunking or layupping in the paint or whatever the case may be. Another thing I'm going to tell you guys is when to reach on somebody. Now, obviously, you could just spam the reach button and you'll end up getting a reach. But the best time to go for a steal, let's say somebody's running up the court, right? And then they stop to dribble. Let me get the ball. Let me show you guys when I get the ball back so I could tell you a perfect time of when you would want to reach on me, right? So, you know, they got their whatever they did, right? I grabbed the ball. All right, now I'm going to tell you guys, right? Now, right here would have been a perfect time to reach. After I do that nutmeg and half spin and I go into that standstill position to start dribbling, you could have reached right here to get the steal out of the misdirection behind the back, and then you could have reached right here to cancel that. So anytime you see somebody, like right here again, you guys see how I moved and then I stopped and started dribbling again. Anytime somebody moves and then stops and starts dribbling, get right up in their face, like right here, right? If he would have ran down in my face and then pressed me when I started dribbling again, he would have got the steal. So anytime somebody runs and then stops and starts dribbling, just press them and go for the steal. Now you're going to want to make sure you time the steal so you catch it in between animations. You can cancel animations with steals right now, but that will be patched soon. But like I said, if somebody is running, you see them stop and then they start dribbling, if you catch it at the right time, you'll get the steal every single time, which is super overpowered. And that's why a lot of people are getting ripped when they do like one dribble move, is because they'll run and then you see how I stopped and started dribbling. If he would have reached literally right here, he would have got the steal. So anytime somebody does anything, they run, stop, and then start dribbling or do whatever, is a perfect time to reach. So run up and reach on them. Use your right stick, get that right stick ripper, and I promise you guys will be getting a lot more steals. Now, pretty much, let me see what else we got to talk about. Now, when it comes to defensive assist strength, you guys are going to want to run that anywhere from 0 to 25. The lower you have your defensive assist strength, the more full control you'll have over your player, and it'll feel like you're sliding less. Now, when it comes to defensive assist strength, it's not as big as it used to be back in 2K10. If you had it on 100, the computer would basically guard the dude for you. This year, there's not much of a difference. If you were to move it from 50 to 60 to 70, you wouldn't feel really much of a difference. But the one thing I can say is the lower you have it, the more full control you will feel over your myplayer. So that's a huge thing that you guys are going to want to do. Now, the next thing is you're going to want to get chemistry with whoever you're playing with so the switches are on point. If you're a lockdown, one of the worst things is stopping somebody from getting a three and then having nobody to help you once they run to the paint. That's a huge thing a lot of lockdowns deal with. And you're just going to want to have a big man that you really know how to rotate the switches with really good. Because if your switches are on point, you guys will be getting so many more stops and so many more steals off the lanes and just off of, you know, stealing the ball in general. Another thing I could say is that there's another method you could use. This only works if you have a point guard that has defense. If you're playing with a 6'2", this is not going to work. But if you have a point guard like me, for example, I got this 6'6" that could play defense. Now, if you have a 6'6" that could play defense, or you got a teammate that's got defense on their build, then you could play 3 high. And then if the guard runs to the left side, and let's say your guard is on the left side, he could just drop down and switch. And then if the guy runs to the right side, you know, your popper can run down and switch. And you guys could basically switch on everything and switch on each side. Because if you have a point guard that's 6'2" or 6'1" or doesn't have defense, then if they just force the ball to that point guard side every single time, it's going to be impossible for your big man to switch in time. And if he does try to switch, it makes the dot super easy. But if you got a point guard that's got defense and the point guard could just drop, then it makes it a lot harder for dudes to rim run. And it makes it a lot easier for you to just sit there and stop the three because you know that switch will be there whichever side they go to. Now, another thing I could say is be smart with your reaches because adrenaline affects your reaches. If you lose all your adrenaline, the odds of you going and getting a steal gets toned down a lot. Same with the block and anything like that. So be careful with your reaches and be smart with them. The last thing I could pretty much say is we're going to talk about lane steals and where to be in lanes. Now, when it comes to lane steals, you're always going to want to play the middle. As you guys can see, I'm playing the middle. Now, I'm not too far in the middle because if you're just sitting in the middle of the passing lane, they're going to give you like a head rocker animation and the ball is just going to fly right through you. So you're still going to want to be somewhat by the player that is getting the ball. But as you guys can see, I am in the middle of that lane. Like if you were to draw a straight line from the dude who's passing the ball and the dude who's got it, I would be right there in the middle. And that's how you always want to be. You're always going to want to be in front of that passing lane. So then once you do reach, the success of you getting a steal goes up a lot more and you're in perfect position. That's pretty much all I got to say when it comes to being a lockdown in 2K24. They made it easy for you guys with how easy the steals are and just with how easy it is to be a lock in general this year. Also, you guys are going to want to be aggressive because if you're aggressive and you're attacking that ball handler and bumping him, every single time you bump him, he loses an adrenaline. The more he loses, the less chance of scoring he's got. That's all your boy Hans got for you today. Until the next time, I'm out. I love y'all.